Welcome to Transformative Truths, quotes for learning, growing, and becoming. I'm Wally Goddard.
And I'm Sarah Waldron Britton.
We have a quote to share with you today. This one's from Brigham Young, so we're going back a ways. Brigham said this: kind looks, kind actions, kind words, and a lovely, holy deportment towards children will bind our children to us with bands that cannot easily be broken, while abuse and unkindness will drive them from us and break asunder every holy tie that should bind them to us and to the everlasting covenant in which we are all embraced. You know, the irony of that, Sarah, is that sometimes we think that taking strong, direct, firm action is what gets children's attention and really causes them to take us seriously.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
I don't know why grown-ups have that tendency. It feels a little primal or something.
Yeah.
You are my subordinate and I am strong and...
You need to know I'm serious.
Yeah. I remember people talking to me like that as a child, and I don't remember anything they said, but I do remember how I felt.
Yeah.
And that was small, afraid.
Anxious.
And then you don't want to trust that person.
Yes. I know there have been some occasions I remember where I thought, I need to let this child know I'm serious. And in taking that kind of strong, loud action, I found that what it caused was anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we often think about it from the child's perspective, that when we take that kind of strong action, it arouses that anxiety, fear for their well-being. It actually blocks both cognition and feeling. They're less likely to think clearly.
Mm-hmm.
And less likely to feel sensitively or empathically.
And if our goal on earth in families is to practice a sort of godliness that is raising children, we have to think about the way the Lord chose to parent us, which is by giving us agency. It can be very tempting to look at parenting as just a nice means for controlling small people. If sort of your habit becomes kindness, kind looks, kind actions, kind words, instead of sternness, I think you're less likely to try and control them or coerce them in some sort of way.
And it fits well with the Lord's instruction that no power or influence can or ought to be maintained by virtue of parenthood.
Right.
Only by persuasion, long-suffering, gentleness, meekness, and love unfeigned. Wow. Even then, going on to say, by kindness and pure knowledge, and then observes sweetly, which shall greatly enlarge the soul.
Yeah.
When we choose to use that kind of, hey, sweetheart, let's talk. Let's talk. I just want to think with you about how that's working.
Mm-hmm.
And that engages the child or our companion or whoever we're having this conversation with in a very different way from if we come at them sternly, brusquely, toughly. It's just a whole different approach, isn't it?
It is. A friend of mine, she's a teacher, shared a quote with me the other day. It said something to the effect of, when a child enters the room, does your face light up? Because that's what they're looking for. And I thought about my son's second grade teacher, and there may be one or two policies that bother me. Like if they're more than 5 minutes late, then their team loses a point or something. And I'm thinking, Arthur can't predict if Clover's going to need to run to the bathroom while we're on our way out the door. So, that doesn't feel like it's in his control. So it can be tempting for me to say, Razum Frazum, change this or this. But when it all comes down to it, his teacher has this gift of making every kid feel loved. I mean, you walk in the room and it's like, it's my favorite kid again. And I'm just convinced that Arthur is his favorite student. And I'm sure all the other parents feel that way. That's a good way to make someone feel.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, when someone really lights up, when somebody shows that we matter to them, boy, really on the path to meaningful dialogue and a rich relationship.
I think you're a good example of this. I think all of my children might have really convincing arguments as to why they're your favorite child. And as well as maybe every other child that you know. And so I wonder if they feel that confidence around a loving adult, what that confidence will do for them.
Oh, yes.
Growing up.
Yeah. As opposed to living anxiously, defensively, worriedly. I mean, think how different it is to live in peace, in joy, in safety.
Yeah. I grew up being a pretty anxious kid. and really prone to guilt. And I think that it's no fault of one person, but that's just sort of how it was for me. And I started looking for outward validation a lot. And when you're getting all of your validation from other people, you might find that it's never enough. And I think that when children are in the habit of being treated with kindness and respect, and when they're not made to worry or fret or feel undue guilt for things as they learn and grow, that maybe they can find within themselves that sort of inner voice that tells them it's all right.
Yeah, that confidence shall wax strong.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Well, thank you, Sarah.
Thanks, Wally. Thanks for bringing this quote to us. I love that idea.
Kind looks, kind actions, kind words, a lovely, holy deportment. What a great approach, huh?
What a great approach.
Yeah.
And maybe having this quote in the back of my mind will help when someone's clogging the sink or rubbing nail polish on the counter or something.
Yeah. So I guess our challenge is to attempt that this week, to take that kindness in our approach to especially children, but I think probably everyone, huh?
Maybe we're all children. Still.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it.
Okay. Hope you'll join us again.
We'll see you next time.
We hope that some of the quotes we share are meaningful to you and something maybe you'd like to add to your personal collection. If so, go to drwally.com and look under Transformative Truths podcast, and all the quotes as we broadcast them will be available to you to cut and paste into your collection.